Next on the little Sunday thing that we'd like to talk about. This one's like another one. This one was just like a very interesting thing right here. And this was like a little tipping thing that I saw, and it just popped up on my thing, and I was just very curious about it. And I was talking about like tips. So if you guys know like tipping and all that kind of stuff, like everything gets tipped, and I think this is the one reason why I saw this, and I was like, this is very interesting right here. But and I don't know. I just feel like people don't know what tipping is anymore from like big companies or like small ones. So I honestly feel like I'm personally at that belief. Like, okay, I go to like places like like Olive Garden, for example. I'll tip the the waitress or the waiter, for bringing the food and treating me nicely and all that. But if they spend like half their time AFK in the fucking bathroom and just like letting the food go fucking cold and I'm still waiting, then they gonna get shit. But I honestly feel like it's gone too fucking far. Like, and it's crazy too. The only reason why I want to bring this up because when I went to go get my breakfast from what was it? I forgot the name, but it's essentially like one of those big blockchain, like fast food places. And it was a breakfast for me. It was breakfast for my family. So I went to be nice. I wanted to be nice to them and give them their food. And they actually had the thing pop up for a tip. I went in there. They ordered it and they brought the food and they're like, "Oh, did you want a tip?" I'm like, "The fuck." You want me to tip you for just bringing me the fucking food? I'm not even sitting down and eating. I'm just fucking taking it. What the fuck? I thought that was like the most stupidest thing that I've ever heard, and I very chat. I very rarely like to go to those fast food places. I mostly make the food and I meal prep at home. And that's my first time in a very, very long time going to a fast food restaurant to go pick up something not for me but for my family. And it's just like, what the fuck? I'm not even sitting there and eating, and you're not like like how like again Olive Garden would do, for example. How they get you your water, treat you all nice and with respect, and you're just sitting there waiting for your food, and serving your food. No, it's just still right there at the cashier. When they get the food, would you like to tip? I'm like, motherfucker, are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? I honestly feel like people just don't know what tipping is nowadays. And the crazy part is from this thing that they cover from here, from the CBC News. I'm honestly fucking surprised. So most of those places that do offer that, so the tips don't even go down to the fucking person that's saying, "Hey, would you like to do a tip?" That doesn't even go for them. You know where it goes? It goes to the fucking manager. That's what this video talked about right here, and it's just absolutely fucking insane. Like, how would you guys like? I'm pretty sure you guys remember that thing from like Gordon Ramsay from ABC, the Amy's Baking Company, uh, baking company, that they would take the tips from their waiters and waitresses, and it all goes to the owner, and they did, and the customer did not know that their tips are going to the manager, and they were saying that's fucked up. Because it is fucked up. Like, that is like the most bullshit move that you can do. And that's a lot of these, and that's why I'm like, bro, I'm not fucking tipping anymore. It's like the tips don't even go to the person who's assisting you. It goes to the fucking manager that's hiding in the fucking bathroom for fucking 8 hours. That's the sad part. Like, all the tips go to them. So if a waitress were to get like, right here, like $2.96 for like, let's see, they work like what, like 8 hours, for example. Well, let's do 6 hours. Let's just say something happens and they work for 6 hours. 6 hours. they get 15%, which is like 296 on, say, if like every tip was like that for like probably like 6 hours. All right, so 295. I need to get my handy dandy calculator because I'm really not in the mood. I've been doing a lot of math lately, chat. I'm not fucking doing it in my head right now. And they did it for like half the, like maybe like a little over half that time. So instead of like 6 hours, we'll go like, you know, half that right there. So they did the 6 hours, they would probably would have gotten like 17, maybe close to $18. But since it's half that, it's like 885. And they were there for 6 hours, but you know, they only got like half that from, oh, actually no, I didn't do that right. I'm very fucking tired of math. 295. So let's say like 100 people came in, for example. Like, you know, 200 came in for their thing and only half of them tipped. So I'm going to play like kind of like, you know, like a rough number. 99 people tipped 295. I mean, that's like like close to like $200, right? So the $200 doesn't go to the waitress or the waiter. It goes to the manager. If they did that, if 100 people were, you know, they had 200 people and 100 people, or close to 100-ish people. So I did 99 people actually tipped 15%, which is, you know, 296. That's how much money the manager will be baking. And that doesn't even go to the waitress or waiter. Like, you're just giving your money to the manager. And it's essentially, you just gotta call Gordon Ramsay just to tell him you fucking twat. And everyone's just gonna be like, oh, Gordon Ramsay got involved. Oh shit. You're gonna have to cover your kids' ears off this because, oh my god. It's gonna be one heck of a conversation right there. I honestly feel like if people do that kind of shit, I honestly feel like they shouldn't do it. The fact that, like, I feel like that's even more fucked up. Like, look at that. 15%, 18%, 20%, 395. What the fuck? And then, you know, like, and this is the most fucked up part. Look at that. You have to fucking tip them. They got 2 customs. Look, that is so fucking shady right there. That is so bullshit. 15%, 80%, 20% custom dollars in dollars, custom percent. Like, they're really wanting you to fucking put money down. Wow. I mean, yeah, you could probably put 0, but the fact that they just said no tip, they don't even put that option right there. It's just a mandatory, like, no tip. They could just put custom and have them both integrated. No, they fucking didn't do that. That is so fucking scummy right there. I honestly feel like, you know, if it's like, say the price like 1974, I'll just bring $20 and it's like, you want to know what? Give me my fucking change. Just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm not going to do that. But it's like, dude, I'd rather just bring the exact amount and subtract the tip. Like, you know, like not even gonna put the tip into factor. Everywhere does tips now. Hi, Lola. Dude, it's like, it's so fucking crazy too. Even some of the and this was a restaurant too, but I remember like a week ago, I didn't want to talk about it because it was like more like a family, like more like a family. It was like a local business, but I'm honestly feeling like people just don't know how tips work nowadays. Local business does the same exact shit, and it's like, dude, it's like, what the fuck? Like, you already had the food prepared. You just brought it to me. I'm not sitting there. You're not like catering to me as a customer. You just brought the food to me, and then you're like, all right, blah 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 blah. Would you like to put a tip? And dude, I'm like right there, just straight, just like, no. I'm just like, dude, no. Like, I honestly feel like people are just like, I feel like people are really trying to take advantage of people's, like, you know, well, just in general, I feel like they're just trying to take advantage of people of just doing tips, and I feel like that is the case, because people are they're gonna put them on that spot right there. It's like, oh, would you like to do like blah 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 and tips? And if you say no, you're gonna feel like an asshole, which is part of their plan. Or you can just give them a little bit of tip. I'm right here with the straightest fucking face, looking them dead in the eye, like a predator. I'm like, no. Ah, there we go.
And go up
There we
to
go. But
20
I just want
or
to talk
even
about this.
22%.
I guess a little more.
22%, right? But we'll just let the video talk for a little bit.
Even servers themselves are pointing it out.
Honestly, tipping culture has gotten a little bit outrageous.
Sad part is even the waiters and waitresses are saying this is getting a little outrageous. That's fucking insane.
Could those higher percentages be pushing us to tip more? The payment platform Square says 5 years ago, we shell out about 16% in tips. Last year, that jumps to 20%.
Are you a big tipper?
I am a moderate tipper.
Mike
Chat, don't tip anymore. That is what I've learned. Do not give tips anymore.
Von Masso studies the economy of food and
I'll take
tipping.
my food raw.
He's a professor at the University of Guelph.
Tipping is a social norm. It is something
Only
that
tip cows.
everybody does.
What the fuck,
it is
Game?
an expectation.
Game, no, we're not tipping. We're not tipping cows. I'm not going to tip a fucking cow. I never tip. No money to give away just like that. Dude, facts.
But it does feel like something has changed.
Yeah, I think we've seen
Also,
an
hi, Game.
evolution in tipping culture creeping up.
And Sov, how are you
but
both?
in the last 4 or 5 years, probably since the pandemic, we've really seen a dynamic shift. When restaurants were shut down, we were worried about them surviving. So many of us tipped
as the
much
cow
higher
gets over.
because we're
No,
trying to keep these people
not that
afloat.
kind of tip.
And I think many organizations said, "Oh, people are tipping more. We'll do
We'll
it
keep
more."
this going.
Unless it's Milky Ways, then maybe.
It's not just sit-down restaurants. Check out all the tip prompts popping up at fast food places.
See, look, that's the shit I was just talking about. Like, dude, I went to go to the restaurant one fucking time to pick up some food. Like a fast food restaurant that I hardly even go and eat, and then they fucking give me a tip, and I'm just like looking at them like dead ass, just like the most unamused look, and I'm like, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? I fucking had 15, 20, and 25%. I'm like, okay, how about here's a tip. Don't stick your dick in an electrical socket. How about that? That's a pretty good fucking tip right there, chat.
Including coffee shops
Oh, except for tractors my horn.
and mall food courts. Big chains and independent shops.
Oh, hell no.
Debit, please.
At almost 2/3 of the fast food places we visit, the terminal asks us if we want a tip.
Oh, hell no,
Most
dude.
recommend between 10 and 20%.
I say no. Just like what Sov said. I never tip ever. No money to give away, like just like that. I honestly feel like that is like 100% true right there. Especially with, again, I honestly feel like corporations now, they don't understand like what the definition of tipping means, and they're just taking advantage of it. Because the money goes, again, as I said earlier on, the money goes to the manager. It doesn't go to the waiter for majority of these places that do this. Like, it's fucking absurd.
Would you like a receipt? Sure. Thank you.
At a few, up to 30%.
Go ahead.
30%. 290. What the fuck? 261. Oh, you know what? At least the courteous to give you a custom one. I like the way how they put that right there underneath it. You got good, great, awesome, phenomenal. Chat, again, I'm just going to say it every time if they say a tip. I'm just going to be like, here's my life lesson and my tip to you. Don't stick your dick in an electrical socket. Don't bring an umbrella and open it indoors, because that's going to be bad luck. And don't get a giant metal fucking rod, go onto the top of your roof during a fucking thunderstorm. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's my TED Talk. Thank you. I'll be here all night, guys. David Country has always been outrageous. Agreed to Yumi. Agreed. Also, how are you? Especially here in Switzerland, everyone has a minimum earning of 4 or 500 francs CHF. I have no reason to tip. I'm almost afraid to ask you, what are the normal tips? That skip button looks appealing. It does. It really does. But the strategy is now they're trying to make you feel like if you press skip, they're going to make you feel bad. I'm right here again with the straightest look, and I'm immediately going to skip. I'd give less than 1% in a custom LOL. 1 penny, bro. That's not even 1 penny. That's like less than a quarter of a penny. Skip it like a YouTube ad, bro. Facts.
What do you make of fast food restaurants?
Normal
asking
tips
for
here
tips?
just
Where did
rounded
this
up
come
for
from?
like
There's more
15,
price pressure to keep
So
price
make it
down,
60. What
and
the
there's more
fuck?
wage pressure to pay people more. So ask people for tips in a
Oh my god, what the fuck? A normal tip there. If the food is $15.50, I say it makes it the oh hell no, dude. Oh fuck that, nah, dude. And it's a fast food restaurant too. That if you pay $15.50, and they like, oh, would you like to do a tip at a fast food restaurant? Bruh. 50. That's a 50% tip. I still won't do that because that's like $16 though. Like, unless like, but dude, you can use that 50 cents to save everything else. Oh, 50. Yeah, no, I said 50 cents. 50 cents. Even then, I still won't, like, dude, like, come on. I'm not going to fucking do that. Like, and it's a fast food restaurant. Why do you have to tip 50 extra cents at a fast food restaurant? And it's not even one of those big restaurants that you would, you know, like eat, like, you know, in there, you know, like Olive Garden. Why would you tip? Like, I'm just saying, why would you even bother tipping? Like, at a, like, just in general, why tip in a fast food restaurant? That's stupid. They should try to make their employees feel bad. They are the ones that are supposed to be paying them appropriately, not the consumer. Well, Yumi, like earlier on, I was saying that like in this video, and well, another video was also talking about tipping. As I was saying, people don't understand what tipping is, and so they essentially did like, if you remember, like Gordon Ramsay when he did that like Kitchen Nightmares, they did the you know, Amy's Baking Company, and you know how that asshole would take the money from the waiters and waitresses and put it in his own pocket. That's essentially what majority of managers, not just from restaurants, but overall everywhere do now. Not all of them do that, but majority of them have been proven to do that. They just pocket the money and not give it to the waiters or the person who is helping you out. And I think that's kind of fucked up, 100%. I can buy I can buy in Switzerland with 50 cents. Even chewing costs like $3. Oh my, that's, bro. Oh my god. Man, that's kind of crazy though that chewing gum costs $3.
in a way that
Kinda
gives
bullshit.
our staff a higher wage without us actually having to
But I
pay
still
them.
won't give like any, like, dude,
Back on Hidden
at the end of the
Camera,
day,
we
I'm not
also
going to
noticed
give
some
any tipping to
inconsistencies.
someone who's doing like
One
fast
coffee
food.
shop asks for a tip. Another doesn't. One sandwich shop has a prompt. The next, nothing.
It's making us, I would say, more uncomfortable because it's gone outside of the social norm. This inconsistency is also contributing to the discomfort that many of us feel.
I just say no.
And
That's
get
it.
this. We find many payment systems calculate that suggested tip on top of tax.
I have thought about it, and I've thought, you know, sometime I want to do the calculation myself, but you're sitting there in that moment and you're not going
So chat, what I've learned right now is just don't tip anymore. There you go.
to do it. But it seems like a
That's my
little
tip to
bit
you
at the
guys.
time. But I can see how it adds up for people too.
Well, it does add up, and people don't think about it. Very quickly becomes another dollar or two or more that's coming out of your pocket.
So they're
in a
doing that
time
shady
we're
shit.
feeling inflation
Okay,
pressure
makes sense.
Anyway, and so I think it's almost this hidden thing.
But some
I'm sorry,
small
gum costs
businesses are
$3
giving
I'm not
customers
going
a
to fucking
break.
do that.
Ryan
There's some
Hamilton
places where
owns
offering a tip is
Yowings
considered
in
an
Brampton,
insult,
Ontario.
like Japan. Japan was way ahead of
It
this
comes
game
up automatic.
because
And
they
I
actually
just
pay
put
people
no tip.
properly.
And that feels like the right thing to do.
That is the right thing to do.
Because you know
skips
they have
the
to deal with
tip
all that
before
bullshit because you know
handing
there's
over
sometimes
the
bad
machine
customers.
and lets people offer one if they want.
Why do you skip the tip?
Because I don't want any customer to feel obligated when they come in our establishment. It's not about the service anymore. It's not about the food, right? It's just a part. It's just an added expense to the customer. That's what
Dude,
it's become
facts.
now. So it's not gratuity anymore.
Dude,
Do you think
facts.
people
This
are
guy's
feeling
speaking
more
the
pressure
facts.
now than in the past?
100%. People are struggling. You don't know, what a person's budget is. Sure.
Bro, chat. I struggle to fucking get like food every fucking day. I think all of us do. There's a lot of struggles that people face. And again, like the outrage is tipping. Yeah, that does not fucking help. Good thing some workers get it and say, screw the tip. Yeah, dude, facts. 100%. It's like, again, they're just making the customer, which is you guys, and myself, feel like, if we say no, we're going to be a fucking asshole. But it's like, they calculate where they'll get more money from you. Because you know how they were talking about the taxes? I think that's what I got from it. So they do the taxes on top of the tip. So what you think you're giving them is like, so like what Soft did, 50% tip, but they already did the taxes. So he actually gave more of his pennies out to them than he should have. That is so fucked up right there.
Businesses are struggling too, but that's not the customer's
That
problem.
was your point.
You shouldn't
Yeah,
be
but like
looking
50 cents
for someone to tip you.
It's 50
right?
cents.
But if they do so, you should be grateful and thankful.
Still waiting for
You shouldn't
Walmart
put
to back the gro-
a necessary percentage.
But, no, I'm
on
saying like how you
what
did for that
they
50
should
cents thing right there.
offer you, right?
For
it
an
should
example.
come from their heart, and that's when I think it's more genuine.
So, Sav, I'm just saying, like, if you gave them like that tip right there, though, and it shows the prompt of what it is, like they'll try to, like, even if it's a tip, it'll calculate it. I think that's, oh no, because you did custom, you said, right? My bad. You said you did that's a custom one. I honestly feel like I'm not even gonna give them tips at all because of this shitty shit that they do. Like, dude, everyone is struggling. Like 100%. And they're trying to milk you out for like an extra, like, couple dollars more. No, that's fucked up, dude. And Game says, I'm still waiting for Walmart to pay for me bagging groceries and checking myself out. Wait, does Walmart offer tips? I mean, I can see the tips for the, how they have that, like, because I mean, where I'm at, they have these Walmarts that actually have these park areas that you can park and then you just drop off the food. I don't think the Walmart over here where I'm at does that yet. Because you can't tip them, and there's no tips. I feel like if they do that, though, people get paid for the customers to do the job for them. They don't do tips. They're, as far as I know. I feel like if I see that, I'm actually gonna have like a fucking panic attack once I get back into my car. But I'm obviously going to say, no, fuck you. I'm not going to give a tip. I'm the one. It's like all the Walmarts now do self-serve. Like, 100% self-serve. And I honestly feel like it's not a good thing. Because I can just, scan a code on my receipt, take it from a fucking watermelon and put it on this small TV and only pay like, $2.95 for a TV. And those Walmart greeters don't fucking check it. Like, I'm not saying I did that at one time. I'm saying I saw that actually happen. And I'm right here just thinking, you know what? Like, okay. I saw that like on my feed, and I'm just like, okay, well, they did catch the person, I assume. But like, still, like, what the fuck? Like, see, this is why you would have people like on the registers, like scanning that stuff. And especially like if you're places like in California, you know, or like in New York, where people just go into the stores and you know, like how they don't have like really any like enforcement for security there, or that they just allow people who are going to shoplift take the stuff and walk out. Like the security cannot touch them because X and Y and Z reasons. So it's essentially promoting people to like steal, so they don't have to do this stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on with this right here, but I think the tipping one is just getting fucking more outrageous every day.
But it's not just customer goodwill pushing
Sorry about the
tip
little rant right
culture.
there.
There's some psychology behind tip creep, driven by technology.
There's no doubt that we're not only being asked
can only
for
imagine
tips,
if Florida
for
man
more
would
tips
try to
in more
self-checkout
places,
and tips.
We're being asked much more
I just tell a
aggressively.
fucking take the TV, bro.
And so, you know, a little jar.
I mean, you're in Florida, you
is
can't
fairly
fucking challenge in Florida, man.
innocuous. You know, now at the point of sale, it's in your face. You have to explicitly decide not to tip. And if you look at the psychology, this sort of framing where we have the low point, the midpoint, and the high point,
No.
people feel bad about going to the bottom. I would argue that as Canadians, we have a guilt gene just built
We wanna be
into us.
nice.
Yeah, we want to be nice, and so I think that that's built in.
People
But
are not nice to
because
me. People
there's
are
an
assholes to me all the
expectation
time on the
that we
internet.
we feel bad if we don't.
That's why I usually tell chat. Well, like, people are assholes nowadays. Of course, I'm not going to be generally nice to them. That's why I tell the people on Twitter, like, but here's my tip for you: stick your dick in an electrical socket. There you go. You're fucking welcome. And they say Canadians. See, this is why. Oh god, I just saw Roku pop up. Oh god. How many Canadians do you know? How do you do with regularly? Well, there's Roku, there's Maple. Still my point though. People are assholes nowadays. Why do you want to be nice to the fucking asshole that's probably the guy on the internet that called you, like, you know, X, Y, and Z? And that's why I go on Twitter and tell this person as a tip for you, stick your dick in a ceiling fan or an electrical socket. You will like the outcome. You will get superpower. Trust me, bro. I will not lie to you. There's me that wants to troll. Ow! That came at Mach 10 speed and missed.
So, will you speak up if asked to tip without getting any real service?
Today's actually
It's
our
like
grand
fast food,
opening.
of course.
Back at our holiday
That's why I hate
shop,
that shit.
that's what
Ow.
we're putting to the test.
We took our little stocking
I hit my
stuffer. Which one would you like?
These are $3?
They're $3.
Yeah, that fucking hurt.
We also have these like adorable little mice.
You guys say cod, right?
Yes, we do.
Some shoppers lay down the law.
Would you like to add a
No.
tip of 18, 20, or 25%? No? A lot of businesses are asking these days, so they told
No.
me that I should
Just
ask.
no.
Would you
No.
like to add a tip? No.
But the majority agree to give us a tip.
What?
Just for putting an item in a bag.
You can put 18 or 20 or 25%.
20's fine.
20's fine. That is very generous of you.
Since you're a nice woman, I'm gonna do 18.
That is super sweet of you.
I don't know what's what anymore. I buy a coffee and they're asking for a tip. I don't know.
Time
See, I
to
tell
break
you.
the news that our shop isn't what it seems.
I just want to share something with you guys. I'm actually with Marketplace, so there are some hidden cameras over here. Bill, Dave,
Oh my god, they just got fucking swarmed.
I knew it. Something was off.
first off, did you guys think it was weird that I asked her a tip?
I mean, we're kind of used to it now.
It was a little odd.
And did you feel pressure?
Especially if you're paying,
No.
and then the person who is like the cashier is looking at you while you're paying.
Just stare at them back.
It's really
Chad, just stare at them back and say no. Assert dominance. That's all you gotta do. Just stare. If they stare back at you and ask for a tip, stare right back at them and say no. Someone's gonna fucking laugh. And whoever laughs first, they're gonna break. Or they feel uncomfortable. Dude says, you're a nice lady, so here's 18%. Like... Ah, dude. Bro is like going in there with the 18%. Oh my god. Oh, I can't freaking... Bro, in what universe do you honestly think that you're gonna, like, you know, hit it off with just 18%? In what fucking universe, bro? What the fuck, man? I'm also going to be waiting right now for some of the people on Twitch. They're currently experiencing, most of them are experiencing ad break right now. That'll be enough time for some of you guys to get some sippies. Today's sponsor. I don't know. I was just saying that just because. Water. Water's today's sponsor. And ice. Cannot forget about the ice. And poggers. You're welcome. If you use code LION, you save some % off on your order. You're welcome. I was just trying to fool you with that first one right there. I really hope that worked. Or you can go and use you know, the Starforge. Sure, check them out. They got the best PCs in the universe. I'm actually using this one for this right here. Pretty nice. It's a Silver Veil one. I'm not fucking giving that one up. If that one breaks, I'm taking all the pieces off and rebuilding it. Case is collectible, chat. I'm not giving that one up. I honestly feel like that's kind of sad. In all honesty, like, this is the day. Dude, I'm telling you, this is why Canada does not exist. 100%. All right, and we should be back right about now. Yeah, but I thought that was funny right there. Game, what you said about like 18%. I thought that was hilarious. Like, you don't exist. Well, neither of us really exists. We exist, but we don't exist at the same time, Yumi. We are in a state of uncertainty, chaos, and okay, I actually don't know where the fuck I was going with that. But dude, you're just an image on screen. Exactly, game. Exactly. What if this is a simulation inside a simulation? You're welcome. But yeah, I honestly feel like if that, like what you were saying with that dude is like, you know what? You're a nice lady, so here's 18%. And I'm right here just like in the back of my mind, just like, yeah, I honestly feel like anybody to everybody wants 18% from whoever is asking it. That's kind of small, bro, not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure some people felt that right there. I think they know what I was trying to say, while not trying to say at the same time. They're like 18%. Wow, you can only give 18%? Wow, that's kind of sad. Yeah, I feel like some people are dying now. I hear that one chatter dying in agony right now. This is simulation and simulation. Can someone pull the plug, please? For which simulation? That simulation or the other simulation?
Intimidating to say no tip. It's like it's expected.
Does it feel like tipping is losing its meaning?
Yep.
Well, it needs to be something you feel good about doing, and now it's not. It's just like something you feel like you have to do. It's not a choice anymore.
And I don't want to feel guilty. I'd rather.
See, look, I tell you, they're trying to guilt trip you, and I'm right here. Again, I tell you, they're trying to guilt trip you, so they stare you down and look sad. You stare down at them and look firmly in the eye and say, "No." That's it. That's all you gotta say. And they're still gonna look at you, but this is for a good. No, just press the button and walk away. Good day. What is a firm? Firm in the eye. I don't know. My brain turned off when I was thinking 3 different words at the same time. Shut the fuck up. I've also been doing a lot of words and math lately, so brain not going there right now because this is like my off time. Does it feel like tipping loses its meaning? Tipping never had a meaning except wasting money. Facts. 100% facts.
What I feel is fair for our service.
I actually thought most people wouldn't tip. I didn't think they'd see the value of tipping on basically no service. But it almost seemed like this is $10. Would you like to pay $11.50 instead?
You're essentially just taking a premium on it. And in many cases, that's what we're seeing happen. So if we can keep prices low
I
to
honestly feel
attract
like I
you,
can't
and
with
then
that.
charge you a 15 or 20% premium at the end of that experience, who wouldn't think that that's a good idea? It is unbelievable that we've sort of normalized this to this degree because we feel guilty of rejecting someone face to face.
I don't. Just
Tipping
fucking say
on
no.
winter decor may sound unusual, but we are inspired by some other businesses.
And of course, again, this is from Canada. See, this is why Canada doesn't exist, chat. This is why the Roku isn't real. She's just here. She's an AI. Roku's an AI, chat. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tell you that, but yeah, the dingo's an AI. Everything was an AI off of Roku. The collabs we did, AI.
Like this auto shop. We visit with hidden cameras rolling to get new windshield wipers installed.
And they're not just an AI too.
Oh, there's a tip option. 10%, 15%, 20%.
What the cinnamon toast fuck? What? You go to an auto shop and they fucking charge you a tip? What? Are you gonna put that on for me? Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna go into my car and do all that stuff for me? I mean, you fucking better if you're asking for a tip. It's like I need new like wiper fluid. You're like, okay, well, okay, so that's gonna be 10, 15, or 20%. You're gonna have to self-serve it, by the way, chat. Because it's one of these. Oh my fucking god, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you absolutely fucking kidding me? Ayumi doesn't exist because Canada isn't real. I tell you, Canada's not real. No one doesn't believe me. Canada's not real. Like, I look at the lore books. Canada got what, like, nuked off the world? Just, yeah. I wish they were kidding. Oh my god. That's not here in Texas. In this part of Texas. I honestly feel like if they're charging like for a tip, they should go out there and do that stuff for you. In all honesty, if they're asking for it, because they're essentially saying, "Would you like to tip for no service and just for a nice smile?" No.
20%. Is that because of the system, or what's the reasoning that it?
I think it's because of like service.
You know why, chat? I just noticed. It's because it's a Valero. That's why. That's why they do that. It's Valero. That makes sense.
And at this jewelry store.
Was that a tip prompt that popped up?
They tell us their customers want a tip option.
We're restoring, like, you know, heirloom jewelry, things like that, and especially people want custom things. So sometimes people want to do that. It's a thing you
Okay. So how much bullshit can you smell from that story right there? From that jewelry store. I smell all that. That is one big pile of shit right there. That's all I'm gonna say. It's because the customers wanted it. Because we do the Bro, are you serious? Sounds like a barnyard, dude. Exactly, bro. In what fucking universe your customers want to tip? Oh my god, dude, are you kidding me? In what universe are people gonna be like, yes, I would like to throw my money into a furnace? Come on. Like, if there is that one person that's saying I would 100% do that, then they're probably either A, a dumbass, B, they invest in crypto. Those are the only two options. So I mean, we're not really working with much if that's the case.
Yeah, and we're just at different spots. So yeah, after yeah,
Or C,
not an
both.
obligation. By
True.
Thank you.
We even see it at a bridal shop.
Oh my god, bro. What? A bridal shop? Ah, yes. Not only you're going to want to, do that with your wife, the bridal shop wants to do that to you too. Wow, okay, damn, that's fucking hilarious. Okay. Games may be nice, but we're not stupid enough to want to spend more money on something than its value. I honestly feel like I think this is just becoming everywhere nowadays.
It's not mandatory, but if you would want, you can tip the stylist. Like they tip everywhere. Now it's like that there's no meaning to it, but
Yeah.
I feel like service places you can tip if the service is good, right?
Okay, so this counts as a service.
Also, I'm
place.
sorry that I didn't say that earlier, but it's so true.
Well, I think they're trying to rationalize in that circumstance that they're asking for a tip. You can see why they get there. Oh, all these other places are getting tips. Why shouldn't we ask for tips too? Think of the social pressure in that circumstance. They're ecstatic.
I hate being
they've just
pressured
found
into
the
doing stuff I
perfect
don't want to
dress,
do, chat.
And you're asked for a tip. Are you going to say no? Probably not. So they are.
Probably not. Of course I would. I'm an asshole like that. What do you mean? I'm a lion. I if I see something shiny, I will take it. Also, cats are assholes. That's why I said I'm an asshole. See like that? See that cup of water you had at the corner of the table? Check again. It's knocked down. You're welcome. Professional lion. Cat. Big cat lion right there. You're welcome.
Are leveraging that social pressure. Should they be tipped?
That fish that you had in that
Maybe they
jar
should
right
just be
there?
paid more.
What fish?
What
What
about
jar?
when you don't interact with anyone? In our spot check of 100 businesses, we come across self-serve kiosks asking.
Hang on. I would. The dress is expensive enough, so I ain't leaving a tip on it. Dude, again, like Ayumi, it's like, you're going to get married, so, that bridal thing, they're like, okay, let's make a nice dress. And because, it was like, oh, yes, get a dress. Then night just comes and then, and then, like, but, the place wants to before you do that. So, again, sorry I had to say that, but that's essentially what they're fucking doing. So I don't blame you on that too. Like not even wanting to tip on that. Like it's like, dude, you're paying so much money for a wedding, and all that other stuff added on top of it. Why? Just why?
Asking for tips.
All right, I can tip.
Oh, so the kiosk asks for tips now. Okay, well, all right. Okay, well, I'm just fucking leaving this world. Ciao. Come on. All right, we're going to Mars. Fuck it. We're done. We're done here. We're going to Mars. Get your anime waifu figurines. We're fucking going now. Body pillows too. And fuck it. Just take the fucking PC. Just we're fucking done. We're fucking done. Come on. Fucking leaving this place. God damn it, man. I fucking can't. We're going to Mars, guys. Come on. We're leaving for Venus, so this is farewell. Yep, nope, we're out of here. Bro, we're just going to the stars now. Fuck this. We're out. We're all out now. Nah. The moment I see dude, game, you were talking about that and a Walmart, and I was thinking, there's no way that a kiosk would ask for a tip. The machine doesn't need a fucking tip. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, what the, bro, I'm gonna do that fucking meme right there for that one person in Japan where they had that, I forgot what restaurant that was. It's a restaurant that uses robots as waiters, and that one guy, after the robot gave him their food, and it's like, thank you for your service, and then it's like, haha, no thank you for your service, and they just slapped the machine on the butt right there, and bro, what the fuck? That's essentially what I saw from my mind when I saw that. I'm like, okay, are we gonna do that? Okay. You did a great job checking out these items, ranking them yourselves. Do you want to leave a tip to the store? Wow, what the fuck? I'll tip the machine over. You know what? I'm okay with that.
Tip 10%, 15%, 20%, and the
Wow, 20%, man, for me doing all the fucking hard work. Damn. Is that 20% coming back to me?
Tip is already calculated for me. And even online, some places aren't waiting until you check out to ask for a tip.
What the fuck?
Look what this bakery asks for on a delivery platform.
Please use this menu
What the
item
fuck?
as a gratuity. And there's a $5 option.
What?
And there's
Okay, hang on. As a wise being once said. What the fuck, Dio? Oh god, hang on. Bro, I swear, if I see Amazon do this shit next, chat, we're fucking out of here. I'll give this place one more chance. If I see Amazon or Walmart start doing this shit with the self-checkout or online, we're going to the stars. Fuck it. We are not having our great exploration period in humanity. We're going to the fucking stars. That's fucking it, bro. We're out of here. Amazon's Twitch, oh fuck. Well, chat, I'll see you all in therapy. We're going to the stars now. We're fucking done.
a $3 option.
It extends beyond food to travel sites too.
What?
Okay, what city should we stay in now? Let's say Calgary.
Another example of how tipping is creeping up where you might not expect it.
$200. Oh wow. You save $170. So, but then you have to do taxes, which brings it back up to $200. Would you like to give us an extra $200 more on the tip? On top of the $200 that we took off. So it's not 200, so it's 170, but we got put in the extra tax for $30 to bring it back up to 200. Sorry, I had a fucking panic attack. Lying, talking smack about boss at Amazon, LOL. So fun, dude. Well, like, what the fuck? Like, if I see that, I'm gonna have a fucking panic. I literally just had a fucking panic attack right now when just looking at this calculation. Oh my god, I fucking can't, man. I fucking can't. 209.13. But they were kind enough to lower it down to $170.40, which is very nice of them. And then the taxes brought it with $30.50 more, brought it back up to almost $200. And it says you saved $38. What? And you want me to give you a fucking tip? Again, I'm probably going to put as a tip right there. Stick your dick in an electrical socket. There you go. Yeah, because it's math. Well, not just that, but like, look at that. It's okay. So look, the original price of the room is $209.13. But since you're doing that, it's going to be, that night, one night and all that. So I brought it down to $170.40. And the taxes brought it, back up to $200, and then supposedly you save $38. I don't know about that, Captain. And then they have the fucking balls to ask you for a fucking tip. The fucking balls to do that. That is fucking diabolical right there. They really had the fucking balls to do that. While you yourself are registering for your stay at a hotel. Chat, if you guys did not know this, I'm going to be going to TwitchCon sometime later on this year, probably not later on this year, next year of 2025. I know where they have it at. If I see that bullshit on there, if you hear something on there that someone left a tip on there that says, don't stick your dick in an electrical socket, that was me. I mean, that's a pretty good tip if you ask me. Hey, look, you just saved some guys, family jewels. I mean, if you hate the guy, just tell him, yeah, no, just do it. But
That's wild.
I'm sorry, but that's fucking insane.
This on travel sites before. I mean, I've booked hotels online, but to say we saved you some money, so give us some money back, it just seems counter.
Don't act like Zeus. Not everything is a hole that needs to be poked. I'm gonna tell him that.
Let's go with medium. support the designer's talent. I mean,
All right. Support the designer's talent.
lower than we would see out at fast
Only ones
food
that
or
I
other
give like
businesses,
tips
the
to
5%, 10%,
is probably the family.
15%.
But see,
Because Mama
look where you
Spooky goes
started
throughout
there.
all
You
that
said,
fucking
oh,
hard
it's
work.
Lower. So automatically,
Sometimes she
you
does it
were
really
less
fast too, so I have to
inclined
be very
push back.
generous.
So that could be a strategic.
Because she'd actually put me
element there.
a
But this
priority. She didn't
goes
have to.
Counter to anything.
Same
that
thing
this
with
is a
Miru.
service. To me, it is outrageous that we're being asked to tip for online.
I get stuff done a little bit more faster. That's why I
unless
like
we
to
push
prefer with
back,
them.
creep is going to continue, both in terms of the amount we're asked for and the places we're asked for it. If we reward the behavior, it's going to come up more and more places. To me, it's accelerating.
If people want to push back, how do they push back without affecting the person that is in front of them?
Chad, just do what I do. Stare them down as they stare you down. If they're trying to do their psychological warfare game, stare them down. Do not blink. Stare them fucking down. And say, not now. No. One of those two. Just do that. That is how you win. 5-head strategy right there. That is how you win this game of, well, them being an asshole.
The reality is that people who are asking for tips are changing the rules, and we don't have to follow those rules.
We reach out to the Retail Council of Canada since they represent more than
Canada's
54,000
turning into
businesses,
fucking hell.
including some quick service
It's a good thing it doesn't
restaurants.
exist.
We tell them nearly 2/3 of the fast food and retail stores we visit
Freaking nuts everywhere.
prompt us for a tip. But
My
they
God.
say there's no indication of wide-scale tip prompting among their members. We also reach out to Restaurants Canada. They say a
Life without art.
transparent tipping
Down.
process is essential. And
Canada
they
sucked for
recommend
years at this
restaurants
point.
offer a range of tipping options so customers don't feel pressure.
Chat, I have an
And
idea. Let's
they
make our
should
own
tip
country.
Based on their own assessment. We're on a mission, visiting 100 businesses to see how tipping has shifted.
Honestly, tipping culture has gotten
Good thing we don't exist. Exactly.
And how customers are feeling
Exactly.
businesses are guilt-tripping us into tipping more.
They are leveraging that social
YouTuber
pressure.
nation rise up.
When
Exactly.
we ask shoppers at our holiday market,
Do you feel like you know where the tips go? Like
No,
who they go
no
to?
idea. Have no idea.
many assume the frontline staff get the tip.
I guess
Not all of them.
to go to the service.
We're kind of a country of vtuber.
Should get paid, not the owners.
So the tips should go to the
Workers,
workers,
not
not
the
the
owners.
owners. And that should be a rule.
That should be.
Oh,
Speaking of rules, in some provinces, employers can't keep any of the tips you give.
Let's fucking
In Ontario
go.
and BC, employers are only entitled to a portion of tips if they directly
what the fuck, Dio? Sorry, I had to say that again, as a wise being once said. What? See, look, I told you. See, you guys think I was fucking joking with you guys on that when I saw that. I fucking told you guys. That's what the fucking... So the boss gets the fucking tip. He gets a portion of the fucking tip or all the fucking tip. What the fuck, man?
help a customer.
Bro literally is in a fucking
Otherwise,
toilet right
it's
now.
Not allowed.
Not fucking helping
Some
anybody.
Call it tip theft. So we're
Someone
back
should call
undercover
Gordon Ramsay
in
over there right
Ontario
now.
to see if those rules are being followed and who keeps
Yeah,
the
I
extra
do. I
money
brought Gordon
you're
Ramsay
being
into this.
prompted to give. At this place, workers say they don't see a cent of the tips.
Do you get these tips? No. You don't get? No, we don't get. Does the owner take them?
Yeah.
We hear it's happening at big chains too.
If I leave a tip, do you get this tip? No. You don't get it. Oh, you know who gets it? The owner.
Damn, these people took a fucking page out of Amy's Baking Company. Like, holy shit, I'm telling you guys, you thought I was fucking joking with you. No, I'm actually dead ass serious. Well, most of these places, the owner pockets the whole fucking tip that you give to the person you think you're giving it to. What the fuck, Dio? Exactly. Exactly, dude. Like, chat, I'm sorry, oh my god. Does someone have Gordon Ramsay on speed dial? Like, you know, to these restaurants? Because, like, dude, like, oh my god.
If I leave you a tip, do you get this tip? No. No? Do you know who gets it?
some cases they didn't know.
You only
In
can go to
some
jail for
cases, they
that, for
asked,
theft.
"Hey,
Yeah.
should I be getting this tip?"
Mike Von Masso is a food
Yeah,
economist
like-
who studies tipping. What does he think about employers who pocket tips?
Some of those places are actually breaking the law. But it is,
100%.
it's easy to hide, particularly at these places that are non-traditional tipping places where staff aren't even thinking that they should be getting tips.
Mike says there needs to be more transparency about
Oh, dude,
where
100%.
tips really go.
The perception that most of us have is that that person that we're interacting with is the one getting the tip, or at least a
100.
share of that tip. And if they're not, then again, it's going to increase our cynicism. I think it's always worth asking.
So moral of the story is don't
At
tip
least
anymore,
2
chat.
employees
You're welcome.
at 6 different restaurants tell us they don't get their tips. We're not naming those restaurants in an effort not to identify the employees we
I wonder how many people can probably recognize those places now that live in Canada that are probably now never going to go back to that place ever again. And they're going to lose business. Or if they do go back over there, they're just not going to even tip at all.
speak with. In response, 2 of those restaurants tell us employees should be getting tips and they're investigating further. 2 say their employees are misinformed, although 1 admits to using tips to pay some business expenses, although they say they won't anymore.
Wow.
2 don't respond.
Wow, yeah, you know those
Ontario's
2 are
Ministry of
fucking
Labour has
guilty.
received allegations of tip theft too, nearly 800 since January of this year. But they won't say how many of those claims have been investigated. So we're asking, what's being done to protect workers? They say enforcement has been increased along with fines for those who break the law.
I honestly feel like those people who are doing that shit, I honestly feel like they should do like a kiosk. Because if they're going to fucking take the tip, at least fucking, you know, do something stupid like the fucking kiosk thing. Because, like, oh my god, I still can't believe that's a fucking thing. I'm sorry.
So rules are being broken in Ontario.
Oh, that's in Ontario,
But some
man.
places don't even have rules. None of these provinces.
All right, chat. So if you live in those areas, okay, so let me get the fucking graph right. Okay, my pointer. Okay, so if you're right here and right here, you're okay, I suppose, for right now. You're relatively safe. Right here, you're kind of like in a big limbo. You're like fuck. I don't know. Like is this purgatory? And then right here, you basically can do whatever the fuck you want. Who the fuck you want?
Or
So if you're in-
territories have protections against tip theft. In Alberta,
It would be somewhat shocking to hear very little, or maybe not shocking at all.
Carolyn Cron from the
Okay, so if you're okay, so hang on. So if you're in these areas, you're currently getting fucked. Unfortunately, you're getting fucked. You're getting boned, and it's not even by consent now. And it's not even with the actual bone. You're not even getting boned. They're just taking your money, bro. That's literally it. Imagine being in Alberta. That sucks. It's a good thing Canada doesn't exist and Alberta doesn't exist too. Like, I can only imagine how people would be pissed when they found this out.
Alberta,
It would be somewhat shocking to hear very little,
It'll be
or
chaos.
maybe not shocking
Be a
at
civil
all.
war in
Carolyn
Alberta.
Cron from the Workers Resource Center in Calgary says there are no consequences for employers who keep tips.
There are certain demographics that are more prone to that. I can tell you that newcomers to Canada are often more subject to this type of exploitation. I can also say that the service industry is large.
Chat, for where I work, I go all over the fucking place. They ask for tips. I just look them dead in the eye and say, no. No. Are you going to put this shirt on me and you're going to do everything like, you know, essentially like what you would do to a kid and all that? Like when you're like just a little kid, you know, like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years old and your parents put the clothes on you. Are you going to do that? Because then I'll tip you. Then I'll fucking consider it. But if I have to put that fucking shirt on all by myself, I'm not fucking giving you a goddamn fucking dime, let alone a penny. Not even half a penny.
Actually, a woman-centered industry as well. I would like to see this province take a
And
hard
you
line
said
on a
Alberta's
living
tax
wage.
rates are low.
So, you know, rather than
I don't
relying
think
on
that helps.
inconsistent tips and the potential for those to be
Maybe that's why
taken,
it's low.
We hear the same thing from Sydney Bloom at the Halifax Workers Action Centre.
In Nova Scotia, there is no guarantee that tips are actually going to workers because there
Okay,
are no
so if you
legal
live there, you're
protections on
fucked
that
too.
money. It's a free-for-all. We put out a survey of workers last year, and about 73% wrote back and said that they had some experience with tip theft. Unfortunately, as long as this legal loop.
I chat 5Q idea. The owner is taking your tips. There are 15 workers in that employment business, and there's only one employer. And there's 15 of you. Take everything that's not nailed down. Run. Run to the hills. Just take it. Just take it and fucking run. Take everything. Leave nothing in that business left. It's a free-for-all. They said it's a free-for-all. Go for it. Take it. It's everything. Everything. It's a free-for-all. Just take it. I'm just joking. Don't do that. Do not do that.
Loophole exists, there's nothing that workers can do.
We ask the ministries responsible for governing wages in Nova Scotia and Alberta what they're doing to protect workers.
Nothing.
Both say tips aren't considered wages, so aren't governed.
Oh, I was
But
right.
They're keeping an eye on the situation.
I honestly feel like people do this nowadays, and I've been memeing about that so fucking hard. Do you guys remember that SpongeBob episode where they had the magic conch shell and they were stuck in that kelp forest? How many of you guys remember that when it first came out on the cartoon shows? Because I remember that one. I honestly feel like people are doing that nowadays. Like, oh my fucking god. I remember that one. I fucking hate that one so much. And then they're just like sitting there fucking doing nothing, and then they get fucking live it up. And I'm like, bro, that's essentially what they're doing. Like the employer is like, oh, magic conch shell. What should I do to live a lavish lifestyle? I can't even speak right now. A lavish lifestyle and not tip my employees. What should I do? Should I tip them? And then they pull the string. Nothing. The conch shell has spoken. And then you just sit there and wait and just take the money from their employees. And then it just goes to the next scene right there where they're like, okay, you know what? There has to be something, like when the employees, and then, them just getting fucking screwed over. Fucking plane comes out of nowhere and they're like, we're losing control. We're going to lose all these Lamborghinis. We have to drop them. And then they just drop them, and then they have parachutes on them. And then they just land in that guy's like fucking backyard, like all 6 of them perfectly parked and all. And everyone's just like, what the fuck? That's essentially what these people are doing. They're screwing them over. They're hoping that happens. They're hoping something like that happens.
Alberta adds while tips aren't
They
covered
really
in
are.
legislation, theft is, and workers can report it to the police.
But will the police do shit?
Sydney has a tip for those of us who want to leave one.
We really encourage customers to ask servers about the breakdown of tips, start conversations in restaurants and places where people are asking for tips.
I feel like that's like
about
the
where
answer
that
for
money
everything
is
now.
going,
Nothing.
And
What
just
are you
making
doing?
themselves a bit
Nothing.
more engaged in the process.
And as you're doing your holiday shopping, remember, it's your money, your choice.
It should be, you can leave whatever tip you'd like. Do you know what I mean?
They have good service, they're gonna get a tip. But if they don't, they ain't gonna get a tip.
If you don't want to tip, you don't tip.
Simple. All right, chat. So that moral of the lesson from this is don't tip anymore. Unless you're eating at a very nice fancy restaurant and they're bringing you the food and making you feel welcomed. Then there you go.